This is the fastest way to start selling shirts on Etsy. You're going to get things going in 5 simple steps. Now, if you're not sure what print on demand is, it's basically where you make your designs and place them digitally on products your print company has to offer. This would be things like t-shirts, sweatshirts, and mugs. And these products are only printed once your customers purchase them from your store. So when an order is placed from your shop, your print company automatically receives the order, prints that order, and sends it to your customer. They even provide the tracking number for you. So all you have to do is create the designs and handle the customer service. Hi, my name is Denny Jackson, and I'm an Etsy seller and Etsy YouTuber. It's my hope that I can get you to take action today and get started by setting up your shop. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel to receive valuable content that will help you quickly grow your Etsy store. Step 1. Open an Etsy store and create a shop name. Use my link in the description to get 40 free listings. This is $8 of listings you'll get for free by using my link. You could go to Etsy.com without my link, but you won't get any free listings. Okay, so go ahead and click Open a Shop Today. So now you're brought to a page where Etsy wants to ask you some questions. Okay, so next you fill out your shop preferences. This is the language you speak, the country you live in, and the currency you use. Okay, and the next step is choosing a shop name. This isn't really that big of a deal, but you just put a name into the box there, and Etsy will provide you some suggestions for shop names. Your customers really aren't going to care about your shop name, so it's not something really you should worry about. But you might go on Etsy and search and look at other stores and get some ideas on a name for your shop. But again, it's not really that important. You might just go ahead and choose a shop name. It's also a good idea to create a new email to associate with the store. Just make sure that it's an email that you're comfortable with your customers seeing. Etsy won't let you start a shop until you've created your first listing. So right now we're just going to create a mock listing. It's not a real listing. What you're going to do is print on demand. And when you do print on demand, you have a separate account at a print on demand provider. So you're going to connect that print on demand account with your Etsy account. And I'm going to show you how to do that in the next step. But for now, let's focus on doing this mock listing. Okay, so you need to add a photo. Just go ahead and add a photo. It doesn't matter what photo it is because we're just going to delete this later. Okay, so next you fill out the listing details. You just need to fill out where there's asterisks. Where it says who made it, type in I did. And when it says what is it, you just type in a finished product. And then where it says when did you make it, you put in made to order. For the category, you can just put in t-shirts. It doesn't really matter though. And then you can just go type in anything in the description. Next, just type in a price. I just put in $1. You'll enter the fixed prices manually. Then just enter a country and a zip code. And again, it doesn't really matter. We're going to delete this later. So for the processing time, just 5 to 7 business days. For the standard shipping, just go ahead and select something and then free shipping and then click publish. It now says great job on your first listing. Okay, the next thing you need to do is fill out how you'll get paid. So you could just mark it here as individual if you don't have a business set up yet. You then need to fill out your personal information and set up your billing. So this is the account they'll take money out of if you ever owe money to Etsy. Next, you need to set up your shop security. And this is a 2-factor authentication. This is so no one can log into your account without first texting you a code to your phone. And then on the billing page, you'll need to verify your account with a company called Plaid. The company will basically send a few cents to your bank account, and then they'll send you a number, and you verify that number with Etsy. Okay, so now you can go ahead and create an Etsy profile, create a banner, a logo, do your about section, frequently asked questions, and then also the shop policies. Step 2, connect a print on demand provider. Okay, the print on demand company that I recommend is Printful. So what we're going to do is create a Printful account and link it to Etsy. So when you make a sale, Printful makes the product and ships it to your customer. To sign up to Printful, go to the Printful page and click sign up. Once you've signed up, you'll see the Printful dashboard. Here, you'll see the next steps you need to take. In order to connect your Etsy store to Printful, you need to have at least one active listing. If you've already deleted your mock listing, don't worry, you can go ahead and create another one. Go to the Shop Manager dashboard, click on Listing, and then click Add New Listing. Add an image. Now add a new production partner. Write in Printful, and then choose one of Printful's fulfillment addresses. Fill in the About Your Partnership info. To connect Etsy to Printful, go to the Printful dashboard. Click Stores, click Choose Platform, connect Etsy, then allow access. Your Etsy store is now linked to your Printful account. Whenever you want to add listings or edit a listing, go to the Printful dashboard. Click on Stores, then click on Etsy. Step 3. Research bestsellers. Your first sales on Etsy will be the hardest. An important thing to do is make designs that there's demand for. You need to make designs of what is selling. This is where research is so important. So if you make designs about things you're interested in, but no one is looking for, then you won't make any sales. So what you need to do is research to find what designs are currently selling. The following are some tips for finding best-selling designs. Okay, so you want to find successful Etsy stores. Find newer Etsy stores that have products and niches that you want to focus on. Ideally, you want to find a store that's less than 2 years old, has at least 2,000 reviews, and has 6,000 sales. These numbers tell you that there is real demand for products being sold. So open up a new private window, go to Etsy.com and search. Look in the results and search for stores that have a lot of reviews. To do that, click on the name of the shop. Then scroll down to the bottom to the About section. Here you can see the year the shop was opened. Once you have found successful Etsy stores, notice what they all have in common. Here are some things you might likely notice. A professional looking thumbnail that shows up in search results, professional looking mock-ups for the product listing, and a detailed description that answers any questions a customer may have. From the beginning, if you create a store that has the same characteristics of the big successful Etsy stores, this is an easy way to start building trust with your store visitors. The fastest way to get your first sales is to create designs that are similar to products that are in high demand right now. To find these high demand products, what you need to do is search for bestsellers. This one here is a bestseller. You can go down to the bottom of the page and see the date it was listed. This is the date the shirt was last sold. So this tells you that people are currently buying shirts in this niche. So what you can do is find about 20 or so of these bestsellers and think about what all these designs have in common. For example, consider the fonts and the color combinations. Think about how you can incorporate these trending styles into your designs. If you can optimize your Etsy shop like the big successful shops and can create designs that have the trendy styles that are currently in demand, then that's going to help you get your first sales and help you get momentum selling shirts on Etsy. Step 4, create a design. I recommend Canva for designing t-shirts. If you already have an account, just go ahead and log in. But if you don't have an account, you need to create one. You could get a free account or a pro account. I highly recommend the pro account over the free account because the pro account has elements and features that will make it easier to design t-shirts. Canva does offer a very generous free pro trial. You can start by clicking the link in the description. Once you're logged in, we can get started creating a design. I like to use the size 4500 by 5400 pixels. This works well with most print companies. To get started, go up to the top right corner and click Create a Design. Enter in 4500 by 5400. To convert more sales, you need products that stand out. A common mistake Etsy sellers make is that they offer every single color that's available. This is a mistake because more often you will convert more sales when you offer just a few different colors. I think the customer can get overwhelmed when there are just too many options. And it can also be time consuming creating mock-ups for all these different colored shirts. Black t-shirts are very popular. So here I'm going to show you how to create a design that will go on a black t-shirt. Getting that sale can come down to the color and the font style you've chosen. These are the Canva fonts I recommend the most for creating best-selling t-shirt designs. Gaggelin. This is a boxy style font that's a little distressed. Distressed fonts do well in print on demand. This font is a little bit bold, so if you're doing a design that's all text, the font will really stand out. Another font that does really well is Zoom Rough Bold. This is more of a traditional font that has a little distressing to it. Another font I like to use is Apricots. This is a script font that works well with women's t-shirts. This font works well alone, but it also works well when paired with a regular sans serif font. The Apricot script font really works well with just about anything. The Lava Pro Grunge is another distressed font that I think people find really cool. This font is a little bit more distressed, but I think it looks really good with a graphic, or even looks really good with just text by itself. The vintage style designs are very popular for t-shirts. Canva has many vintage sunset designs to choose from. To find a design, click on Elements, type in Vintage Sunsets, and choose a design. This is the design that we're going to gain inspiration from and create our own unique version. To make your design even more unique, combine specific niches. This is a great way to target specific customers. Maybe they like both cats and dogs, or maybe cats and plants, or cats and coffee. Combining niches can work really well because then you're able to target more keywords, which helps you get found more in the search results. For example, having the phrases cat shirt, gardening shirt, and plant shirt all in the same listing will help you get found. Here's another quick tip. When a design sells, double down on that design. If this vintage cat design sells, then make listings of other products with this design. So you would then put this design on sweatshirts and mugs, for example. Also, if the shirt sells, then make more of the same designs, but in different niches. For example, use the same design, but just switch out the word cat for another animal, like cow or goat. While using a certain type of font or color isn't the exact reason why they purchase your shirt, I do think the type of font color, and shirt color does influence the decision for the customer to buy. By simply paying attention to the types of colors and fonts that sell really well, you can give yourself a better chance at getting more clicks and views that lead to more sales. Are you finding this information helpful? Please comment below. Step 5. Upload your design to your store. For your t-shirt design, most print companies are going to ask for an sRGB PNG file. This file needs to be at least 150 dpi. But if it's possible, it'd be better if it was closer to 300 dpi. It's better to increase the size of the file to get a better DPI. Checkmark the transparent background and slide the bar over to download a larger file size. When you upload your design to Printful, make sure it says print quality good. If the DPI is less than 150, it'll say poor quality. After you download your design, you're going to have to upload it to Canva. You are then going to make a t-shirt mockup for your store. For this listing, I'm using the Gildan 64,000 soft style t-shirt. You need a mock-up to display the t-shirt in your Etsy store. It's very important you have professional mock-ups. Search on Etsy for a mock-up template for this shirt, and you can also search for a sizing chart. I'm going to show you how to create this mock-up in Canva. I like the image size for the mock-up to be 2700 by 2025. Upload the design to Canva and place the design on the mock-up. So all you're doing is you're placing your t-shirt design over a mock-up you purchased from Etsy. Once you've created your design and your mock-up, go on over to Printful and create your listing. Go to printful.com, click Stores, View Stores, Add Product. Click on T-shirts and scroll down to the Gildan 64,000. I like to offer black, navy, and dark heather. I like the options to go from small to extra large. Click Proceed to Mockup. It really doesn't matter which mockups are chosen here because you're going to upload your own professional mockup. Click Proceed to Details. The term SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. SEO on Etsy is a technique of placing keywords in the title, tags, and description. You'll need to do this in order to be found in the Etsy search results. So when someone searches on Etsy, what comes up in the search results will depend on the SEO. So now you need to come up with keywords that you're going to place in your title, tags, and description. You could look at other best-selling designs to come up with keywords for your own listing. You never want to copy the exact SEO of another design. To see the tags, right-click and click View Page Source. Hit Ctrl F and search for listing_title. Here you will see the tags for the listing. This will help you get ideas for your own listing. Be sure to place your best keywords in the beginning of the title. If you have a section in your store for this design, select the section here. Be sure to enter 13 tags because the more tags you use, the better chance there is of being found in the search results. Click Proceed to Pricing. Now click Edit in Etsy. This is where we add the mockup and set the pricing. Now you want to delete the Printful mockups because you're going to be uploading your own mockup. Here's your mockup. And then you'll also need a sizing chart. And you can make one yourself or buy one on Etsy. Category is t-shirts. Renewal option is manual. And the type is physical product. If you haven't added Printful as a production partner, you're going to have to click Add Production Partner. Then follow the steps earlier in the video to add Printful. If you already added Printful, just checkmark the box. For variations, I like it to say unisex sizes. I like to set the price to $24.95 and then change the quantity to 999. And I'm going to set it to free shipping. So this will end up about $10 to $12 profit. For shipping, be sure to mark it with the check mark next to Printful. Click Publish, then it's going to say Etsy is charging you 20 cents for the listing. Click Publish and the listing is now live. To see the current shipping rates, go to printful.com/shipping. As a seller, what you choose as a processing time is up to you. This is up to you to set this as the most accurate reflection of your current processing time. This isn't something you'll have to change all the time, but this is something you'll need to update when your company is experiencing delays. This is more than just setting customer expectations. What you have this set to is important because Etsy will use this information. Etsy uses this information to determine if your orders are fulfilled on time or late. On your Etsy dashboard at your orders page, there's an indication of when it's expected to ship that order. If you go past those times, Etsy will consider those orders overdue. This is important because this will affect your shop standing, where your products are found in search results, and the Star Seller Program. As long as you have it set to a couple days longer than the average time, you shouldn't have to change it often. For the shipping profile, for delivery times and pricing for different countries, you can adjust the suggested delivery times and prices if you want. There's also an option to have one rate for the United States and one rate for everywhere else. And you can set up custom shipping profiles. So each time you create a new listing, you can select from the custom shipping profiles. To adjust your policy settings, go to your Etsy dashboard. From the dashboard, click Settings, then Policy Settings. You can select Accept Returns or I don't accept returns, accept exchanges or don't accept exchanges, I don't accept cancellations or I do accept cancellations. This is where you add your privacy policy. And the fixed policies are preset delivery policies that are applied shop-wide and are not editable. I hope this video helped you get going on Etsy. You really can do this no matter who you are or where you're coming from. Nobody will be really good at this from the beginning. But if you go about this by focusing on research and analysis, then you will have success much sooner than so many other people. And you can't learn anything until you actually get started. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And you can hit the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video on Etsy and print on demand.